What's up, Hootskis? This is cheerleader Melissa for Talking Shop Radio. You hear all the commotion? That's right. It's a Shimmer after party. It's going crazy in here, and the one and only Allison Danger right next to me. What is up?
I'm putting my lip gloss on so I get you to look at my lips.
Do not force me to look at your lips.
Look at my luscious lips,
They're very
Melissa.
pretty, luscious.
Oh, yeah,
It's
girl.
giving me horrible thoughts.
Horrible.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe good. Dirty. Degrading a little bit.
Girl.
Yeah, those lips are not as degrading.
I'm staring at your mouth now.
That's right.
Yeah, purdy mouth, boy.
Why don't you put some of that lip gloss on me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Either the tube or with my lip.
With a bit. Oh, yeah. Shimmer at the party. Oh, yeah. All right, brothers. That it is. Say your questions to good brothers. Mwah.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Coming down the aisle, the host of Shop Talk at Machine Gun, K.A. Carl Machine Gun Anderson, his tag team partner at Hazukara, Rocky Romero, and their tag team partner, Luke Duck Gallo.
Hey, good brothers worldwide, and the one good sister that listens to us.
Only one.
We've been reading a lot of emails lately, and this girl's gotten too red just because I don't know, just the timing way, the way I hit the button and it's on there. And it's like the only one girl in the whole world that listens to us. Like, she must think it's just we're just.
What's her name? I don't know if this is
Shelley Deathlock.
Oh, that's fake. Yeah.
So it's a dude.
Of
course it's a dude.
We're getting catfished.
Like, yeah, of course.
It's a good show, man.
Hold on, yeah. Why would I believe her name is actually Shelley?
I don't know.
Her name is actually John.
It's probably Alex Shelley doing this.
Yeah, our uncle's getting catfished.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Legit shoot
got a
catfish.
girlfriend that
He's in love with a person online
Yeah.
that refuses to Skype.
And he's sent thousands of dollars to this person, man.
Jeez.
Man, I hope he doesn't listen to this.
He won't.
So are they still quote unquote together?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. She's dying of maybe cancer or... Oh, wait, she was in a bad car accident.
Are you serious?
She's on her deathbed.
And of course they can't meet.
Yeah, of
Of
course.
course not.
They were supposed to meet many times, and the excuses kept...
That's one of those
It's a
Nigerian scams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
so interesting.
He's so naive. We're like, come on, have you ever seen the show Catfish? Just watch one episode. Everything's going to make sense.
How old is brother?
He's in his 50s,
Yeah,
right?
and he just started getting online and stuff like that,
Naive
social
to it.
media.
Great guy.
Those are those Nigerian things.
Yeah, they're aiming for those.
I'm thinking I'm gonna try and catfish somebody.
You
They're gonna send me
can.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's not real, so
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Send me some money.
Her profile photo is some actress.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh,
or
chick
Shakira.
from Dexter, the blonde from Dexter. Remember her?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, and he's still.
Tell it jumped the shiz on the last season.
I love
I
Dexter.
got.
No
I
spoilers.
bailed out on.
I
Dexter.
did too. I've never
No,
seen it,
it's
so I'm
good.
just guessing.
It's good.
I want to see it, but I
love
just
it.
kind of got lost in
I
it.
love it,
Yeah.
man.
I'm gonna.
I think I got you into that, actually.
Maybe. I
think
love
so.
it. I love that.
Yeah,
Love that
I remember
whole series. Dexter is amazing. I'm gonna let's get back to the catfishing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a picture of Shakira and just loop her stomach because she has a nice body and just make a profile
Do it.
Why?
People believe
and
it.
message your uncle
Yeah.
and see if I can get him to start cheating on his girlfriend with me.
My hips don't lie, buddy. She's got some good music, man.
I actually like her. I actually bought her a couple of her albums.
The actual album?
The actual album. I got on the old iTunes.
And then the hours of watching her on YouTube that you've spent. Right?
Huh?
Oh yeah, he does watch videos.
Does he?
Like music
And
videos.
speaking of funny videos on YouTube, we're in the bus earlier, and this guy, all of a sudden I hear what's that song from? Do you want to build a snowman?
Frozen. This is my favorite part.
He pulls up this viral video of a mom and a daughter singing one of the Frozen songs, and then Nick's like, "Hey Matt, you can't make fun of him. You watched that earlier today." Same video.
How does that song go?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't the
it's
snowman. It was
Nick
Finish each other
sentences.
Yeah,
Hey, that's what I was gonna say.
Singing to each other.
And remember, and then I said,
Something to be like
and I said,
me again.
Dinks again.
And then I was like, hey, Chad, your kids probably love that movie, right? And he's like, no, they've never seen it. So you have seen it. What a mark.
Actually,
His kids haven't seen it, but he
And I already
has.
know it was a Delta flight, and he's like, Frozen.
And he probably cried during
I'm
it,
gonna
too.
tell the truth.
For sure.
I need to be honest here. It sucks that I don't know if my kids have seen it or not, which it's sad because I'm on the road so much. I don't fucking know.
that's true.
All I know they've seen is Toy Story because we used to watch it all.
Toy
the time.
Story's awesome.
And Ninja Turtles now. But when I come home, sometimes they have new things that they're on, and it's sad because
You don't know?
You don't know. You're just getting. Yeah.
this is
Have you
becoming
seen
an
the new
emotional
one?
podcast.
Dude, Frozen is the best. It might be my favorite animated movie of all time.
I have to check it out.
Maybe it's because of the connection that I have with my daughter watching it. I've seen it 50 times.
Wow.
I'm not even over exaggerating. Literally, maybe more than 50
That's too
times.
many times.
It's. I think somebody it was something like what we saw today, where it was like I clicked on a link or something on Facebook and it started playing that song. I was like, that song's awesome.
Oh my god, it's a great dude. The soundtrack's amazing.
So
I have the soundtrack on my phone. Sometimes I'm at the gym. I'm like, well, kayfabe, and I'll have it on. And I'm doing cardio.
hilarious.
He cranks out Frozen while he's.
I kind of like look around, like hopefully they don't see that Princess Elsa's on my screen right now.
Did we
Let it
even
go.
announce who's here today?
No, we never did. Well, we're like regular. We're not even guests anymore.
Yeah, you guys are just part of the podcast.
We're part of the cast.
Because some guys' podcasts they don't want to have like reoccurring people. But I think wrestling talk's so boring. So we just want to we want to get in here talking about Frozen.
And we're the most famous guests. You might as well just keep us on every episode.
Get more hits that way.
Right. What an arrogant SOB.
Tell him, Indytaker.
What an arrogant prick. My name's Famous Hoot, by the way.
Famous Hoots. It's worse than my name, and I won't even repeat it.
Corporate Kane.
We got we're live here with hashtag Famous Hoot. We got producer Hoot. We got Indytaker.
Yeah.
we got Corporate
Last time
Kane.
this was Minority Hoot.
Yeah, well,
It changed.
Corporate Kane is so cool, man. I showed you that little video of Kane tripping on rocks.
That sucked, man. That poor guy.
But that was great. That's making Corporate Kane
took
even
a
better.
massive face bump
Even
on
better.
it.
We're at the gimmick table at some indie show, and hey, corporate. I'm like, get out of here, man. Hey, can you sign it, CK? No, I can't. I'm not signing it, corporate.
He does, though. He lies.
Yeah, of course I end up cracking. I'm like, oh, we're fine.
But today on the bus, they go,
You
"Hey,
gotta
Corp."
buy an extra one of these.
I just call him Corp.
yeah, it's just corp now.
Corp sounds cool.
Corp. He goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, I answer to it. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah,
Like I'm in pain when I answer.
I love it.
Corporate King.
I love it.
I just love that backstory because Nick is of course the guy that runs everything. I know we say this, we say this thing. I like talking about it.
Yeah.
So he's Indytaker, and then Matt's his brother, so he's obviously Kane.
He's not even Indytaker anymore. It's just Indytaker.
Yeah. And now, of course, since Corporate Kane's back on TV, he's Corporate Kane now. He's just Corporate.
Just run things, man. Run the locker room.
So the brothers just
Boys
got
appetizers.
With an iron
Five
fist.
boys appetizers. Just give them a couple
Changing
breaded
shit around.
mushrooms.
Shit's gotta change.
I like how it's funny how I remember just like yesterday we were just the young kids in the back. And we're getting
Still
advice and stuff.
Still in the
well,
young
and he's still
kid.
only 25. He's younger than the young boys here.
That's when the world's 18 years old.
Liger's calling me Nick's son.
Yeah, he's already got 10
You know
years.
what I mean?
But we're like the most grizzled young 20-year-old something kids in the but they're like, hey, young bucks, can we get a little bit of advice? Can you watch our matches? And I'm like, what? Get away from me! I'm the young guy
He
still.
loves it. He's
But I
he
love
loves
it. But I love it.
Do you give the kids a little rubski or what?
Man, that sounds way
Wow. Do you give the kids a little love? I mean, you teach them like that.
Of course, yeah. I'm always like, of course, whatever you need. Like, I'll watch your match. I'll give you advice. Like,
You do give them good advice?
yeah, of course.
I'm always flattered when people
Yeah.
ask, aren't you guys?
I don't give away all my secrets, but
Right. Never want to give up on it.
Never.
No.
You guys mind if we get to an email?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is from Chad Roos. Hello, brother. That sounds like a real name, so I can't even bury him.
It's your name.
Yeah,
so-
it's your name.
So it sounds like an amazing name. That's what Corporate Kane was listening to one of them. He goes, oh, I was crying, laughing, dude. He's like, it's the same shit all the time. Like, the emails were all the same.
The emails
Chad
are the
gets pissed.
same.
Two sweet brothers, you guys rule.
They're never anything. Never a real question.
Here we go.
Well, we like those emails.
Yeah,
Hi guys,
of
I
course
love
we
your
do.
show. It makes the drive to and from work less painful. I'm a manager, and whenever I supervise people, I ask them to two sweet me.
Good. Good.
And they never put me over ski. I did, however, start adding ski to the end of every noun and verb ski, and it's starting to catch on. My question for you is, what should I do about all the subordinate skis who don't too sweet me, Chad?
Wow. Huh. Good email.
Good email.
That's quite a dilemma.
You just gotta walk away, you know. But you go for the too sweet, they don't do it. You too sweet yourself.
You know, I say you flip the bird
Oh,
when they don't when they don't agree with the too sweet.
What does he mean by subordinacy?
Are these like coworkers? Or these,
the guys who are not.
the people above them, or
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know these words. I've never worked in an office.
Listen, guys.
I've never had a real job.
Too sweet on
Too
that.
sweet. Good
Hey,
brothers.
don't leave him hanging.
Neither have I.
None of us have. Man.
I have.
Oh, what a mark!
These two have.
I've had a terrible job.
We can remember.
Shoot job? I didn't know that.
I've had a bunch of shoot jobs.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I've never had a bunch, but I've had a terrible.
I mean,
I
I
didn't know that.
Let's talk about that. That's kind of interesting. What did you do before
Yeah.
wrestling?
I didn't know this.
well, my very first job when I was 16, I bagged groceries at Ingles.
Oh,
I never knew
man,
that.
sounds
Yeah,
terrible.
That was just for a couple of years. Then that sounds terrible. I went to college. Well, see, I went to college for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And then when I quit college and moved to Cincinnati to train, I had to have the money. So I started. I loaded trucks at UPS.
Oh my god,
It
sounds
fucking.
worse.
It fucking.
Your
sucked.
back must have been just.
Well, I was 20, so I was like,
2 years
the
of
pain-
college,
The
too?
pain wasn't
Wow.
bad. Yeah, I was just I needed to go. Just
Yeah.
needed money, and I mean,
Right.
I wasn't gonna. I didn't have
How's
any,
the pay?
I was horrific. Terrible.
course.
It was terrible. Yeah. I don't even remember. It's probably
Now it's crazy to me, like
Well,
looking
it's
back, like what I made at my old job.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I do that, and I don't want to like put myself over too much. But like, I'll do that in one night or whatever. Even and how did
Making
I
a
do it
weekend.
for so long?
You know, I was loading before I moved to Los Angeles. I was loading pops, like loading the fucking trucks. And stuff.
Wow.
Vending
While I was wrestling, vending
That's
machines.
tough.
Yeah.
While I was wrestling independently, right?
Right.
And I was wrestling on the weekends. And I was making like maybe $300 a week.
Right. That's pretty
right?
standard. 3 to 5 a
Yeah,
week
3 to
is
5 a
pretty
week's
standard.
So
normal.
three weeks was 3, 6, 9. So about $1,200 a month.
Right.
That's normal, I
And
think,
I
right?
got into a little bit of an argument with my better half the other day. And we were talking about bills, and I was like, "Do you know before I started doing it, our bills were just astronomical last month or whatever it was."
I believe it.
I was like, when I was loading pops, I was making $1,200 a month.
How do you do it?
You can't even like.
Yeah, that's not
or
much.
my bills were triple that this last month.
That's insane.
What do
Then
you
I started getting nervous about like when wrestling. If I have to go
When
back
it
to load
ends.
pop skis, what am I going to do? Go live in Mexico or something? I don't know. Just run.
I worry about that because we're so
Go
accustomed.
join the cartel.
We're so accustomed
Can
to
you
this
guys pay me?
lifestyle, man.
Amigo, can you guys pay me?
I'm worried about that.
It's nerve wracking.
And that's why you got to save.
Yeah, you got to save.
You know,
some
we can
moolah.
we can put 25-minute matches together, but we don't know what the fuck subordinate means.
Yeah.
Right. I can got a promo if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
It
I think of
freaks
that
me
crap.
out a little bit. Like we've joked about it, how in the future we're going to be texting each other from our shoot jobs. Like, remember when we used to run Japan, man?
Remember how we brought back the too sweet?
Yeah. Hopefully, like we have a long run and we save enough money where we don't have to worry about it. But I mean, you got to
never
figure
know.
these things.
Yeah, I mean, because really, it's fucking. Listen, let's change that subject.
Yeah,
really
let's-
depressing.
You got really
say
grim.
You say you've worked before.
I've had a few. Well, we've done construction with my dad.
Yeah, but that's with our father.
So we know how
You
to.
can do whatever you want.
We could build a house with our bare hands.
Yeah.
Like we know how to do that stuff. Like
That's a skill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck me. That's great.
I'm a certified personal
did that
trainer
for years.
who isn't. That's a professional wrestler,
Right,
though.
right.
But I am. I used
I'm
to
not
do that.
certified, but I can tell somebody how to do stuff. Do walking lunges.
This guy never visits a gym, but he'll do 3 minutes of walking lunges, and he'll go in the ring like no other.
It's true.
And then my worst job was I worked in a sweatshop.
What is that?
I molded metal rubber parts.
Oh,
so I worked with
wow.
hot ovens and
That
gloves.
sounds UPS style.
I did that when I
Sounds
worked
terrible.
in TNA.
Hell.
Yeah, you had to have that job.
So I had to have a job when I worked with TNA, and then the year
Of
I quit
course.
TNA, I made the most money I ever made, and I quit my job. So I'm on the Independence, and I remember this is like in 2011 or something.
You were in a contract with TNA, and you're doing
Under
that
contract,
also?
and I had a job.
That just ain't right.
So I remember
Yeah.
thinking, man, this
That's
sucks.
how
This
it
isn't
works.
right? Like I'm on national television, working the Motor City Machine Guns, and I have a shoot job. This sucks.
Right.
So we weren't making enough money, so we left, and we ended up having crazy years on the Indies. And I'm like, I don't even need to work anymore.
That's when you walked into Vince Russo and you flipped the table over. You said, "Fuck you guys double super."
It
Vince
wasn't
Russo.
that bad, but yeah. But
That would have been a hell of a story.
No, I was with Bruce Pritchard.
Pritchard?
Yeah.
We had a screen
It got
match.
pretty
you
bad.
guys got.
He like you guys?
No,
No, I don't think he did. I don't know, though. I'm not sure.
Maybe we weren't there long enough for him to even, because he had like a real, like he just got in.
He didn't really like the X Division guys, I don't think.
Was he booking shit then?
Yeah.
At the
We
point
were
where
Terry Taylor
really-
guys, so when
yeah.
Terry brought us in, we were like his boys.
Terry
and then
left.
he got fired.
When Terry left, we were like, yeah, the writing's on the wall. We're screwed.
Yeah, and then we just weren't getting booked.
Yeah.
So, and then that was it. And then I remember we quit, and like we just started like running the indies all of a sudden. Like we got really over, and then I'm like, I'm quitting this job.
Fuck this job.
Yeah, why am I doing this?
We
And,
start
then-
running the indies.
and that's what people don't realize. It was funny. It was like
In the Indies.
just to be subtle about how I say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So arrogant.
I'm just real arrogant today, right?
I usually let him do that.
Usually Indytaker's the one.
No,
But,
let's hear more about how awesome you guys are.
I talked about how much money we've made earlier.
I haven't said a word.
I made the most money in my career after I left TNA.
Well, what's funny about it is like we're on TV and I have a shoot job, and then we quit. We're doing
that's
independence, and now I'm getting people on my Twitter going, "Oh, that sucks," and they feel bad for me that we quit. No, man, I just quit my real job, and now I'm doing better. Like they didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
Would you guys say though, honestly, though, that because of your time in TNA, just the TV exposure definitely helped?
Yeah,
that?
of
So
course.
when you guys were gone and you could actually be in control of your careers,
for sure.
Absolutely,
you guys could fucking.
That's smart.
That's how you really
to
ran shit.
business.
We became better businessmen. Because
At
of
first,
TNA.
but people don't even remember you guys were on TNA.
No one even knows we were there
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
That's a whole forgotten thing. I forget about it.
Some people
But you guys
sometimes
were
come
like
up
that
with-
was sweet though. That
For a minute,
Fans would know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
fans.
But dude, 9 out of 10 people who see us at our table,
Yeah.
they go, "Oh my God, I saw your work at PWG. I see you guys in New Japan. Super Kick Party." No one
Alright.
ever says Max,
Yeah.
Jeremy, Jinmi.
never.
Very rare.
Never.
Very rare.
Never. It's like almost like it didn't happen.
And PWG's
interesting.
hot as fuck now too.
It's
interesting.
PWG's hot.
Yeah.
No, they made it. We owe our career to PWG. I mean,
Yeah, that's the hottest indie
yeah,
in the world, I'd say.
they're the reason we are popular. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Remember, I met a guy one time. I wrestled him like I don't know, 2005 or something. Then I debuted with PWG like in 07, whatever it was, 06 or 07.
Yeah.
He emailed me. I think it was on MySpace back then. He goes, "Look at you, dude." He's like, "You're on the cover. You're on the PWG cover, man. This is amazing."
I remember it was a big deal.
I was like,
that was a big deal.
If you got the cover?
Right?
"Oh, I didn't get the cover. I think my face was on like one."
Or if you got the face on the headline on the website at the time, that was huge.
But my matches then at PWG were just fucking terrible. I was terrible. I wasn't terrible. I just I didn't get that style or something. I guess.
You had a few good ones, I remember.
I thought you were
I
good.
started right
You and
before,
Generico,
right
I
before
think.
right before I left. I started
Yeah.
coming around. Like
Didn't they give you the Goldberg chance? Or
Yeah,
Gilbert?
Gilbert.
I remember you cut a great promo one night.
that was
that
when
was
I
the
started
start to
turning.
change.
Like I didn't get the style for like the first year.
That was
So
the
I
time you
just-
beat me and Roddy up or something.
Hey, we had a
Things
a
changed.
fun 3-way tag with you, or is it a 4-way tag?
What was it?
Or a 6?
Oh, is that where
It
you?
was 6-man when I teamed with Bino.
That's when you
Yeah,
slapped the leg.
that
and
was
you,
a fun match.
That's when you slapped the leg and
That
you
was
changed
good.
our
That
career.
was a fun match.
That was the night.
That's when I taught
the night
the
everything
young bucks how to.
changed.
I taught the young bucks how to get noise when they
Yeah.
kick somebody.
We talked about this.
That was the night we did 3 450s at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
That was a good
Oh,
match.
wow.
That was
I think
fun.
that match would hold
TJ
up.
Perkins.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Well, those were good. I mean, but I was teaming with Bino, so you knew I wasn't doing well. I was
Bino was
losing all the time.
hilarious.
He's a
man.
low card guy.
He was
He was
hilarious.
a lower
He was,
card
he was
brother, yeah.
wild. He was nuts.
He's a wild
He
guy.
got stabbed in Mexico once.
Did he?
No, they brought a knife out on him. Right?
Oh, okay. I thought
I
he
don't
got
know if he got
stabbed.
That's how the brother stories go. Like,
You know, those brother stories get passed down and are all
2 years
half
of
real.
college, man. Oh, that's rough.
2 years of college, and then
university style, or
when I was wrestling, yeah, Morris Hill College is what it was.
Did you graduate?
No, I quit
2 years.
to be a wrestler.
What is that? Is it a 4 deal?
Freaking
Yeah,
right.
it was I would have finished probably. You know, I was going to be a PE teacher. Is what I thought I wanted to be.
yeah.
can you imagine? I just got the image of you with a whistle and like a hat, slapping kids with towels. Like,
No, like slapping kids with towels. Come here, little fella.
I can totally see him. He's such a jock.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have fun with that. I mean, but I would have to. I don't want to be a PE teacher now.
No, of course not.
I don't think so. I'd have to go back and change. So I was doing PE classes,
Right.
like so. I'd have to go back and change my major. And
Can you imagine, man? You would have never did the G1. Like,
Yeah,
G1 finals.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Tattooed it on
We talked
your
about
arm.
the G1
Yeah.
final the last 3 weeks, man.
Of course.
We can talk about it again. I have 3 kids. I did not tattoo their dates on all of them. I tattooed the G1 final 3 times. Cheerleader Melissa was like, "Oh my god, I just love it."
Did you go to college, Rob?
No,
No,
nothing.
you didn't either,
Oh,
right?
I
you know-
did community
I
college.
did. I did go to community college. I took
Yeah.
one class. It was jujitsu.
How can this help me in the ring? yeah.
Is that a shoot?
I went to a little bit of community.
I went for like 2 years.
And then we started
3
coming to
years,
Japan, and it was just online courses. So I remember there was one last test I had to take, but I was over here. So my parents had to take it, and they aced it while I was here.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to do some
They had
online
to take
school.
my test. How embarrassing!
Hilarious.
I couldn't do it though, because back then
It's too hard.
there's no internet here.
No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
At the time, nothing.
That was 7 years ago. There's
aced
nothing.
it.
Yeah, they
Back
aced
when
it.
Nick was 12 in his first tour of Japan.
12.
I remember I was doing so bad in the computer class because, man, this shit's just flying over my head. I knew I was going to fail this shit. And I asked the teacher how I could, can you help me? Like, she said, yeah, you come in early in the morning and we'll go over it. And I was like, I remember waking up one morning and I was like, fuck it. And I just stopped going to that class. Just failed completely.
Dude, once upon a time, I was great on the computer. I used to build websites.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, dude, I haven't been on a computer in like.
He created our backyard wrestling website. I
Yeah, I used to go on MySpace and send all the Cabana and all punk and all. Hey, check out my video. It was me doing my moves in the backyard.
You said that too?
Of course.
he did.
I thought that was gonna give me bookings or something.
You know what he said.
Hey, you know what? Funny story. We were supposed to be on those famous backyard tapes.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they approached
Sanjay,
us.
with Sanjay Dutt and
Yeah.
all the.
Yeah.
Who else was on? M-Dog.
Right.
We were supposed to be on it, but Matt had such an effing ego at the time. He said, "We're too good for this. We don't need to."
But
sign
we
this."
were
This guy-
if you go back and watch ourselves, we
could've
were
been
way
on that
better
thing.
than those guys.
We could have been on that thing.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be cool.
what would have
They were on video
You got
games.
paid
Those
it?
guys.
You guys got paid?
I don't
so.
know. It never even
A
got to
little
the
bit.
top. It was just would you guys be interested in us? The guy wanted to come to our yard and film us
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
That'd have been cool.
And I just babed him. I was like, no thanks.
That'd have been pretty cool. This guy was arrogant back then.
Yeah.
I had this roommate.
15 years ago.
That's awesome.
I had a roommate that he wrestled for a while. His name was Ash Parker. He didn't make it at all, but he's a good friend of mine now.
Didn't make it.
Yeah, he didn't make it at all. But he was a good wrestler. He had no drive. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He just kind of quit.
You
You
talking
know?
about rapid fire?
No, boss, no. Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but Rapid Fire's a different brother, you know? But anyway, he moved out. We lived together, and he moved out, and he left a notebook. And I remember opening the notebook one time, and I'm not the kind of guy that reads through stuff, but I had to read this thing.
His journal, man?
Yeah, it was his journal.
Oh, God.
jeez.
But it was so.
Imagine his
That's
journey.
private,
But
Private,
me and him
man.
we're like brothers though. So like he
Vegas,
saw
hey,
my
by
stuff,
the way,
like-
Vegas, if you're listening, you owe
Yeah.
me $150.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the journal have one of those key locks, too?
No, it was just a notebook.
Insert a key in it.
He'd read some things out of it from it before. He lost it. Like, he didn't know where it was. Like we were really close, so it didn't matter. So I immediately called him and was like, "What? This is funny." He was like, "Oh, fuck you, dude." But he's like, so he just came to visit the school, the wrestling school, and he goes, "Yeah." And he wrote in his journal, he goes, "Yeah, I watched the matches tonight, and it was like they weren't very good. Like me and my brother's matches that we have in our living room were much better." And I was like,
That's great.
so is that what you're thinking? He goes, "Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you." He's there watching it going, "Nah, man, they were much better than this."
Yeah.
You know they're not doing arm jacks. They're just just throwing each
Their
other.
living room. Yeah, how good could it
That's
be?
exactly
Doing
what
all the
Matt was
cool, big,
thinking.
big moves.
But that's what I was like, no, we're way better than these guys. You know what I mean? But now I'm even looking back. I'm like, I actually think we kind of were.
We were, no, I would say we were on par with, because Sanjay was doing some cool
Well,
stuff.
yeah, some of the guys like Sanjay was good, but
And
like
Doug
most of the
was
stuff
crazy.
was bad.
Some
Most of the
of
guys
it
were
was-
just setting each other on fire.
Some of it was brutal. Yeah.
We didn't do any of that. We were like more entertainment. Like, we'll have to show you guys some more clips.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I'd
fun.
like to see that.
I would like to bring some over to Japan. And
I want to see some of that stuff.
Yeah.
We were way crazier back
Yeah.
then.
You read there a little.
I've Vine some of it.
Let Little Hoop get into this.
Yeah. Read a little email.
I'm a very good reader.
Let me read it. You didn't go to college, did
I
you?
know.
And none of us did except you, Chad.
This one's from
the gun.
James Adams. That's like a porn name. Greetings, good brothers from Lower Alabama, Mobile, a.k.a. the Gulf Coast Territory.
We've wrestled there.
Redneck motherfucker,
We've wrestled.
man.
We've done house shows there for TNA.
He says, I love me some talking shop. Two sweets all around.
Too sweet, brother.
I've got a question for the big LG and one for the rest of the gang.
Was he supposed to come in here?
Yeah, but he's a wild card, man.
Told you.
Should we save that for him?
No, read it.
Okay. What's the worst shoot ski beating you've ever witnessed or were involved in personally in your career so far?
I have a great story.
While working security at an indie show in Pensacola one night, I watched Tracy Smothers beat the holy hell out of a local tag team. I've seen some shit in my day, but sirs, I hoot you not. I will never forget that night as long as I live. Thanks for the podcast. Keep kicking ass. Safe travels. Brad Taylor. What the fuck? Why is he Brad
He took
Taylor?
Now it's Brett Taylor.
They just put in gimmick names, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, I guess.
It's
Nah,
like it's a
funny.
thing now. Yeah, it's a thing.
I mean, it's just a thing, but I don't get that either.
James Adams, Brett. What the hell, man? Whatever.
Well, Gallows probably has some good stories on that. I'm going to delete you anyway, but you want to answer that one, Young
Yeah,
Buck?
the worst beating that I've ever seen, it actually happened to me, and I was in a ring. It was Nick and I versus Roderick Strong and Brian Danielson, PWG DDT 2009. And they just, I don't know what happened that night. They just beat the crap out of
Do you
us.
remember what you guys calling the match? Did it get
Yeah, but
weird,
We didn't call much.
we didn't call a lot because it was the third match of the night,
It was a
and
tournament.
it was a tournament, and we were kind of just
Tag team tournament?
Yeah.
yes, we were just kind of listening to them. They were just telling us what they're going to do. We're going to do this and that. I think at one point they said we're just going to put a lot of heat at you.
Yeah.
We didn't realize what they meant.
Oh,
by
we
that.
didn't realize the heat they were going to put on us.
It looked
They
like
served us potatoes that night.
it was like a real fight.
Wow.
And it was so intense. After we got to the back, like we were all bruised and like beaten and stuff. My wife was there, who wasn't my wife at the time, my fiance. She was crying, and she knows the business.
No way.
Yeah.
She's been with me since I started wrestling.
Maybe you guys
Back
are just
to wrestling.
selling well.
No.
No, we got beat up. That was the worst beating
I,
I've ever
I
had.
felt I felt taken advantage of.
Was it a lesson? They were trying to teach you a lesson? or something?
Maybe because we
No
were the
clue.
young kids and we were going over or something.
I have no clue.
But it's the worst I've ever been beaten in a match, and I actually have never even went back to watch the match because I don't know if it's like I'm traumatized.
Right,
I've never watched the
Just don't
match.
even want to feel it.
I just don't even want to go back to that time. It was a bad memory for me.
Wow.
Like,
and we personally like these guys.
yeah. So it was really weird.
Liked?
No,
Not
like,
anymore. No, I hate that.
Like, we're close with them.
But at the time, I was like, well, why are they doing this to me? And I felt like I was defending myself like in a real fight. It was my first time I ever felt like that in a wrestling match.
It's weird, isn't it?
It was really weird.
I mean, I've never felt like that.
And maybe it wasn't as bad as because I haven't went back and watched it, but I remember at the time feeling violated.
I've seen it
almost.
before, and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But we got killed that night. They were just picking us up and throwing us into the chairs. They would like 10 slams in a row. They did a chops line on me in the corner for like a minute.
Are you and Roddy cool now?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But
what-
it was a weird
You
night.
need to ask him about that.
I remember he apologized.
You'd probably
us.
remember.
Yeah.
But it was,
Certainly he would
but that
remember.
was the worst, and it's actually the worst thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Because I remember watching them beat up Nick too, and I'm like, and I almost felt like I had to get in the ring and defend my brother.
your brother.
It was very real to me
I
that
know,
night.
it's weird.
That's weird.
Very,
That
very
sounds weird.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it and cry.
I remember.
Just
Get it out.
sit through it.
Get it out. you
Go
know?
to a therapist and watch it with
Yeah.
a therapist.
Maybe it wasn't as bad as I remember it being, but
Well,
it,
bring it on
yeah.
Talking Shop and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's watch
we'll do
it
the play-by-play.
live.
Have you talked to Brian since then?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was in 2009. I mean, we've seen
It
him
was a long
since.
time ago.
But we never brought it up again. It was really
Well, yeah, we haven't talked to Roddy about it in a long time.
no, we never even publicly talked about
No.
this.
Oh, let's talk. Well, you and Roddy need to have a talk again.
No,
I'm going to message him right now.
That was the only time we ever
we're
wrestled
cool with
Brian
those guys.
ever.
Oh wow.
So we have a really weird impression on Brian Daniel after that match.
Yeah.
Like as a person, we love Brian. We,
Yeah.
we shared many hotel rooms with
One of
him.
the best wrestlers in the world. You're excited
Yeah.
to get in and wrestle him.
Yeah, and I'm happy for his success. It was just
But then
the
he beat
one
the
time, the only impression I have of him is when he beat me up.
Well, I remember I was about to wrestle him. I was booked to wrestle him before he went to WWE, but then I think Danny changed it for whatever reason. When
Right.
I flew in, I think I wrestled maybe Roddy, and I think he ended up wrestling Chris Hero for like 40 minutes or something. But now that you guys tell me that story, I'm glad because he would have beat up.
At this point, he was like the best in the world. He had the most hype of any. Like he was at the peak, and we're just these young kids,
that's
and, we're,
09.
and we're going over. So I don't know. It was just a weird night. Maybe
Maybe they're just being big monster heels.
maybe they were, and I don't know if it.
Well, that was the night we were starting to get a.
We started
different
turning
reaction.
heels. I think the point of them beating us up was to try to get sympathy for us. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why it went so long and so hard. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to flip the crowd, but it wasn't working because they hated us already.
Right.
They decided that they hated us.
The fans just turned on you completely.
Yes, and I think that didn't help us at any way.
I remember that too. But you guys were it was
It's the best thing that ever happened to us.
Yeah, that was the
course.
best thing ever.
Because you guys got over there.
It's weird.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So
You got
it's
over
weird.
it.
So it was.
That night was
So it
like
worked.
the night our career changed.
Yeah.
That night.
No, it was
Yeah,
for
so,
sure.
so they helped you.
No, it wasn't them who
So
helped
the
us.
beating.
It was the match before
it was
that.
the
We
match.
wrestled Kenny Omega and Chuck Taylor, and they were so over as baby faces, but we were supposed to be the baby faces. And that's what changed everything.
That's great.
Interesting.
Yeah. And our career was never the same after that night, yeah.
It's interesting.
So maybe that's why you and Kozlov are such good friends because he grew up taking hellacious beatings.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe,
yeah, that's
yeah.
right. His mom.
And the latest beating that you guys took changed your career.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Russia? Well, it was good, but I used to get lots of spankings.
That's all you gotta talk about, bud?
Poor guy.
You want to talk about
That's
the
so bad.
culture, what it was like?
What kind of
His
food?
mom is so nice.
What kind of
His mom
food
is
did you
so
have?
sweet.
You know, what kind of sports did you play
Yeah.
as a child?
Oh,
Any
uh-oh.
fond memories?
Is that the fake?
Oh, now that we got
Do you mind
2
getting
minutes
that
left.
Indytaker?
What a wild card.
3 minutes. There's
Is
enough
that the
for the door.
fake?
Maybe.
Is it the finger?
Come on in.
Oh, Fink, come on in, bud.
I was just wondering why I didn't get my travel for Osaka.
Come on in, Fink.
Hey, this is the first time the whole cast has been together.
I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you Dick Smacks fire me?
The first.
Did you not get the
penis?
FedEx?
The first penis talk comes from
Did you
Gallows.
FedEx me a release? Ass liquor?
It's been a really clean
Fink is like
podcast
this-
until
it's been
Fink came in.
Things like this completely dirty, perverted,
No,
horrific.
fuck you, Carl.
Maybe the first F-bomb.
I think so.
Are you going to announce this?
Oh, suck a cock. I'm out of here. Hi, guys.
Oh,
Hey,
brother.
Oh,
Gallows.
Gallows.
Gallows
Good
is
to
here.
see you, bud.
Hey, good to be here.
Hey, Gallows, you seen any hellacious beatings on the Indies?
Yeah, this guy had a question for you.
Have I
If
seen
you watched any kind of beatings in the ring or whatever, and then Matt
Yes.
Buck brought up a time when Bryan Danielson beat him in the ring and it got kind of emotional.
Got weird. My wife cried after.
His wife was crying, and like, so we couldn't.
Jeez.
It got real weird in here for a second. I didn't know what to do. Thank God you came in.
I'm trying to think.
It's been a very emotional podcast.
Yeah, we talked about our shoot job.
Talk about
Good though.
Talk about our,
Jobs.
talk about our
Back
children.
when we had
This
shoot
is
jobs.
your shoot job.
No,
Back in the day.
when they worked for TNA, they had to have a job.
I worked in a machine. Like a machine
I didn't.
Not
I know how to.
Maybe didn't.
I know how to save my money.
Indytaker.
Yeah, also, you lived with our parents at the time.
Yeah, you know,
I didn't.
Yeah,
I lived with Mel.
2009,
Meltzer?
10.
You
Yeah.
live with
He lived with
No,
Meltzer.
I lived with my younger brother. He's lying.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He lived with Meltzer then. He said.
No, my younger
We have
brother.
a brother named Malachi.
Because he already had a home.
That hellacious beating question's a good one. I'm trying to think.
That's a good one.
he said he saw Tracy
Tracy
Smothers beat the shit out of some tag team. Yeah, in
I've
Pensacola.
heard stories of Tracy Smothers doing that.
Did you get any beatings in the ring? I never watched any
No.
beatings.
Never.
Man, when I was like,
Yeah, I had guys that would be real stiff with me, but I think then once you do it back,
Right, that's
they'd
it.
stop
That's it.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
like Nigel to me. Fucking hey.
Yeah,
I'll
you
tell a
whack
story.
it back, right?
No, he just was. We had a match in 2006. Was me and Rock versus Nigel and Chad Collier, and he was just whacking me.
yeah,
Man.
I think it was at the
I
time.
remember I
He was
told
a
somebody.
hard
I
man.
told somebody
he's the
about
king at
that.
the time.
Who was I talking to about that? Was it Bobby Fish? Maybe.
Maybe.
I
He
was
said that was
involved
around
in
the
it, too.
time that like when Nigel was over huge,
Yeah.
and that was his thing. Was
You
That
get a
was-
reputation
that was
for
the
something,
That was
man.
the problem, I think, with the Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
thing, too.
you get a reputation for something, you gotta live up. And,
Yeah, and
you
he
know,
was just-
that's a lot of pressure.
He was drilling shit. I
We
love
all-
Nigel.
We all feel that
Never
pressure.
Oh, you watched it? You
Yeah,
were in the match?
I was in the match.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Let me ask you this: have any of you guys ever beat anyone hellaciously?
I have.
like
Yeah.
Kozlov's
Really? Can we talk about it?
I'm trying to. It was early in my career.
You don't
Yeah.
have to name a name.
It wasn't against me, because
No.
I remember you were easy.
We
with
got
it.
about, we got about a
It
minute.
gets
Is it-
me.
can you tell them?
I worked this
I mean,
guy
I-
10 years ago.
It was
I
early in
remember.
my. Well, okay. For one instance, it was me and Reyes.
The smallest
at the
wrestler
time.
in the world.
Yeah, but
Of course, he's the one.
But let me tell you,
The smallest full-size wrestler in the world beating somebody.
But let me tell you something. When I was 18 or
was a
19,
shooter,
I had a
man.
lot to prove
Right.
because
Of
I
course,
was
'cause
the
you're small.
smallest
Yeah,
guy,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can
and I had a lot to prove. So,
And you're a shooter.
well,
You are.
this night I
You
was.
Kill him.
And these guys, we were working these guys. It was in Southern California. It's like for a
You and Reyes?
UIPW, UI.
Yeah.
Do you
something.
remember who you were?
Yeah, it was me and Reyes. I can't remember the guys. They're not wrestling anymore.
okay.
They didn't wrestle for very long.
They're long.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
kicked
they're
them out of their
long
business,
gone.
didn't you? Beat
And these
their
guys
asses.
were so hard to put a match together, right? And they wanted to. We were trying to have like a good, easy match, you know, because there was like 20 people out there.
Right.
Yeah,
These
no.
motherfuckers kept trying to call like Tiger Suplex,
Oh.
Dragon Suplex Release.
Please.
Dumbasses.
And so we get out there, and they're talking like big talk, you know, like they're gonna do all this shit. So we get out there, and they just start shitting the bed. I mean, they're bad. This guy's pulling up his pants because his pants keep falling down.
Sloppy.
And I looked at Gallows. And
Was it Gallows?
Was he in the G1?
So
You
anyway,
beat Gallows.
so
gotta shoot
so
on him
Reyes,
now, man.
Reyes goes, man. He's like, this guy, or I think the guy actually dropped Reyes on his head on something.
there you
and
go.
Reyes said, dude, these guys are fucking me up. He said,
Jeez.
he's like, let's just take control of this, man. Do what you got to
Yeah.
do. So then we ended up
protection,
just
man.
taking him on the outside and just giving him hellacious beating on the outside. Just chopping and
Yeah.
fucking kicking him in the chest
Good.
as hard as fuck and
Good.
just throwing him all over
Yeah.
the arena.
They deserved it.
Then it was so bad, like the guy's eyes started to water. We put him in.
Oh, God.
I think Reyes gave him a fucking
little
German
bitch.
suplex. 1, 2, 3. That was it.
You just made me think of one. Actually, do we have
Yeah.
time or no?
All right, go ahead, Gal. Since you're just doing the podcast.
Yeah, we can do it.
We're gonna go a little over.
We'll give you an extra,
An extra 2
We can
minutes.
give you an extra
Wait a
2
minute,
minutes.
Are we? Oh, yeah.
So,
we are
so I'm,
30.
I was 19 years old, and there's a guy in the Northeast who wrestled as Crazy Ivan, but he also did a gimmick called Skinhead Ivan. which I wasn't privy to.
Sounds
But
great.
I met him on this like family-friendly Pennsylvania indie show. And he's like, I want to bring you up to New York. I want you to be my partner on these shows that were for Frank Goodman. And like to me, these were big shows in New York at the time. So it was like an opportunity. And I was so green. I was so green and so big then. I was like 325 pounds. Wow. You know? So I didn't know Skinhead Ivan was Puerto Rican, but he looks like a white kid.
Puerto Rican?
So to him it was okay to do all this racist stuff, but I didn't know about any of this. I just saw him on the family-friendly show where he's just crazy. He just came out, and he's just Crazy Ivan. We walk out in New York, and little Crazy Ivan is like 5'6", and he grabs a microphone. We're working a Latino team and a black team and like a three-way tag, and he starts dropping N-bombs.
Oh, wow.
And he starts dropping all these racial slurs against Spanish people.
Jesus.
And I don't know what the hell's going on, and it's a black and predominantly Spanish crowd, and they're just throwing shit and cussing. I've never been in this situation. I'm 19. And these guys just storm the ring and start trying to whip our asses.
Oh, man.
But
The crowd?
No, the wrestlers. But I'm
Okay.
so dumb and green, like, I was like, oh, it's Northeast, it's stiffer up here. Like, I get I'm just letting him tag him, but then I see they got Crazy Ivan down there fucking whooping his ass. He's like, do something, you gotta save us! And I'm like, oh, shit! So then I start swinging back at him, and like the match just, it fell apart. There was no
Straight
finish.
no fight.
Like, straight out the back door, and then Ivan's out back yelling at him, they're yelling at him, and I'm like, this is real! Like, what the fuck is going on right now? I didn't know this ever happened.
Do something. You got to save us.
We've had instances where like I'm getting beat up, and I look at Nick. I say, Nick, get him. And then I tag Nick in, and he does the stiffest super kick I've ever seen. And then when we know we have a couple doubles later on, we give each other that look. Kill him. Bang! We just lights out, man. Like, and we rarely ever have to pull that out. But when we do,
so if you're working the young bizzles, you watch your ass for that fire in their eyes.
Indytaker has a little look on his face like, kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe, Corp.
You know, kayfabe on the dish shit. We've established that.
Hey, good brothers, we gotta wrap this one up. It's over.
Take off your pants, crack a beer, listen to Talking Shop, and if you do anything, support professional wrestling.
Turn it off.
From the independents all the
turn it
way to
off.
the leagues. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/BigLG.
Oh, you got it.
Hey, thanks for the Bucks. Thanks for the for me. Thanks for Azukar. Thanks for Gallows. We out of here.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Wild card.
see you later.